Alright, what's good everybody? It's your boy Akeem and welcome to this vlog. Here to continue with my projections for each position headed towards the 2015 fantasy football season. And for this vlog, here to talk about my top tight ends numbers 20 through 11. Now before I begin, just need to talk a little bit about this tight end position. Now the reason why I did not give you a top 30 tight ends compared to the wide receivers, quarterbacks, and running backs is because the value at tight end on last season wasn't really up to par. Actually, at number 20, the number 20 tight end only had 62 points. That's less than 4 points per game, and that's really not what you want your tight end to have. That's why I decided not to give you a top 30, but just a top 20 tight end. Now, I'm going to start things off at number 20. I'm going to have to go with Buffalo's Charles Clay. Now, they did sign Clay to a $24.5 million guaranteed contract to play for the Bills, and this is going to be a little bit intriguing because he's no longer with the Miami Dolphins and as their H-back, and Buffalo is definitely going to be using him as an H-back / tight end, but the quarterbacks is not the same. They're not as good as Ryan Tannehill in my opinion. I think his numbers will dwindle this season. At number 19, I hope this is going to be a good comeback for him. My man Vernon Davis from the San Francisco 49ers. Now, he only had 245 yards receiving last season and 2 scores. Hopefully those numbers will double this season to give you some decent points at the tight end position. At number 18, Austin Stephion Jenkins out of Tampa Bay. Last season he had 221 yards receiving and only 2 scores. I think with Jameis Winston at the helm at quarterback, those numbers will go up this season, just like how Winston used Nick O'Leary during his time at Florida State. At number 17, I'm going to go with Kobe Fleener out of the Indianapolis Colts. Now, he finished 6th overall last season, and some of you guys might question why I decided to bump him all the way back to number 17. But he actually prospered in 3 games when Dwayne Allen was not on the field for those particular games. He did have a couple of good games, but during his play, I've noticed that he dropped a couple of balls, has struggled a little bit in his route running, and his blocking is subpar at best compared to Dwayne Allen. He's a better all-around tight end, and because of that, Dwayne Allen will be put more on the field. And Dwayne Allen actually had a couple of some good numbers this past season as well. At number 16, I'm going to go with Jordan Reed out of the Washington Redskins. Now, he had 465 yards receiving last season and 0 touchdown receptions, and that's why his number hits. He only had 46.5 points overall last season, but I think those numbers can at least get to at least in the 60-point mark this year and crack the top 20 overall. At number 15, I'm going to go with Owen Daniels of the Denver Broncos. Now, last season for the Ravens, he had 527 yards receiving and 4 scores, and now he has a new quarterback in Peyton Manning, who has helped Julius Thomas prosper with 12 touchdown receptions last season. At number 14, Heath Miller from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he has a stellar career for the Steelers. Steel Curtain had 761 yards receiving last season and 3 scores. At number 13, a surprise player last season at the tight end position, Larry Donnell out of the New York Giants. Now, he was very inconsistent last season, but he still racked up 623 yards receiving and 6 touchdown receptions. At number 12, I'm going to go with Jordan Cameron from the Miami Dolphins. Now, last season with the Cleveland Browns, he had 424 yards receiving and 2 scores, but he has a new quarterback in Ryan Tannehill, and they had a little bit of a quarterback battle throughout the season for the Cleveland Browns between Hoyer and Manziel, and they've been struggling a little bit. They struggled a lot last season at Cleveland, but he's now with the new team for Jordan Cameron with the Miami Dolphins, and he will be a great fit offensively. And at number 11, I'm going to go with Zach Ertz from the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, he had a stellar season last season with 703 yards receiving and 3 scores. I definitely see them numbers going up a little bit, at least 800 yards receiving and 6 touchdown receptions this season, where I actually project him. Now, I'm going to catch you guys in just a couple of minutes to give you guys my top 10 tight ends. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man, Keem McCall. Be easy.